Tracker Chief Meteorologist Jeff Castle with 31 Triple Doppler.
Well, it's finally starting to feel like Alabama here in Alabama with all this hot, muggy weather.
It's going to get hotter by the weekend. You know, we've not really had what we would call a heat wave yet early in the summer season. Summer officially arrives Friday with the summer solstice, and right on cue, that's when we're going to start to crank the temperatures up to the hottest numbers we've seen so far this year. This is the reason that's all going to unfold, and we're not going to be the only ones. There's a large part of the eastern seaboard, the northeast, back into parts of the upper Midwest that are also going to see heat. Normal for us, not so usual for the folks up in that direction, so they'll be suffering a little bit more than we are. But this is the reason why. The Big Blue H, we talk about it a lot in the summertime. We get these big domes of high pressure that set up shop somewhere in the lower 48. Well, the first big one of the season is going to be forming here near us and towards the East Coast. That's going to do a couple things. Number one, underneath these area high pressure, the air generally is sinking, so that limits rain potential. So we're going to see the rain chances go down around here. But as that air sinks, it compresses, it heats up. We've got the strong June sun on top of that, and the end result gets hotter. We're also going to keep the humidity going as well, so it feels like temperatures will become an issue for us over the weekend. Your rain chances, again, they will trail off. Now, we'll have some scattered wet weather tomorrow. We'll pick up a little bit more on Thursday, and then as we head into the weekend, those rain chances drop back to 10% or less. And the temperatures get hotter. At this point in the month of June, we're already averaging at 90. We've been staying just below that mark. We've not quite made it there for the most part, and over the next couple days we'll stay cooler than average in the mid to upper 80s, but starting Friday, high around 90, and we'll get hotter over the weekend, maybe making it to 94 by Sunday. And again, on top of that, we're going to have the high humidity as well. So feels like numbers starting this weekend, continuing into early next week, middle to upper 90s, flirting with 100 in a few spots. Not quite in the danger category yet for us, but it is something that you'll have to be aware of and make sure you're not overdoing it out in the heat this coming weekend. For now, the rain has kind of shut down. Still a touch of wet weather towards Lynchburg there in southern Middle Tennessee, but we're going to be relatively dry for the next few hours. We are seeing some indications. First thing tomorrow morning, 6 a.m., there may be a little band of showers that develops here from the Shoals into southern Middle Tennessee. Be sure to check in with meteorologist Grace Anello in the morning. She'll let you know where we have some of that for the morning commute. I don't think all of us will have it. And then most of the rest of the morning should be relatively quiet. We hit the noon hour, though. Atmosphere warms up, and we start to see the clouds bubbling on up. Showers begin popping up around midday, and we will have some spots of wet weather heading through tomorrow afternoon. Perhaps not quite as much rain around as what we saw earlier today. And then most of that, with the loss of daytime heating, will go away heading into your Wednesday night. We'll pick things back up again Thursday morning. Another round of showers and thunderstorms is likely to develop and track on through, and perhaps we're getting that going a little bit earlier in the day on Thursday. You can see we already have a good bit of wet weather and thunderstorm activity around the lunch hour Thursday. And then most of that should come and go. And as we take you towards the end of the day Thursday, we'll wind down the rain chances. And again, we'll be talking primarily about heat heading into the weekend. Now, we'll also keep an eye on any potential for severe weather. We are highlighted for that, particularly on Thursday, especially I-65 eastward with that band of thunderstorms that comes on through. Just a reminder, this time of year, what does severe weather usually entail? Well, primarily a wind threat. I think on average, we'll see some winds 30, 40 miles per hour, but could be a little bit higher in the strongest storms. Heavy downpours, absolutely count on that, and also some frequent lightning in the strongest storms. So those are the main things we'll be watching for over the next couple of days until we start to wind down those rain chances. Tonight, we'll see temperatures dip back, upper 60s, low 70s, about as it has been. And tomorrow, a quick climb into the 80s by mid-morning. Now again, early, 6 a.m., maybe a few scattered showers out there, but for a lot of us, we'll make it dry through the morning hours, and it will not be until late afternoon and into the early evening when we start to see rain and storm chances pick back up. Temperatures into the low to mid 80s by the time we hit the noon hour, and expecting middle and upper 80s for your highs tomorrow afternoon. Again, a little bit below our average of 90 for this time of year, but we are creeping back in that direction as we head into the weekend. Here's a breakdown of that Way 31 Storm Tracker 10-day. Again, another round of showers and storms Thursday, and then we finally dry out significantly as we take you into the weekend and beyond. The highest rain chance I've got on there after the next couple days, only 20%. So isolated will pretty well describe the coverage of rainfall going forward. And hot will describe the temperatures. We're talking a stretch of 90-degree weather on the way. It's about time, getting kind of a late start this year. Those morning lows will stay fairly muggy as well, only dipping into the low to mid 70s at night. So just on cue, summertime really kicking in around here.
Yeah, well, I'm glad it's a little bit behind than it was last year, because I feel like it was 90 in May last year and it was miserable. So.
Yeah, this has been kind of a late start. I mean, we were after our average first 90-degree day. It took the early part of June before we saw that. And we haven't had a lot of them since then, but I think we're going to make up for it here as we take you through much of the rest of the month.
Oh, I'm sure we are.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jeff. Artist.